Hey everyone, so you already done with your shortlisting? Already received your offers or already made your deposits? Remember, there is still something that can challenge your study abroad dreams. You need to be financially prepared. You need to have your financial documentation in order, especially for countries like UK, Ireland and Australia. You should start your financial preparation right from the stage of shortlisting. My name is Mandeep. I am from BNPS International. I head the Visas and Admissions department here. And so far, I've helped thousands of students in achieving their study abroad dreams. Let's go and talk about these countries now. So we're going to talk about one of the countries where visa processing is the most sorted, the United Kingdom. When it comes to United Kingdom, you mainly need to remember three things. I mean, you might be using one of these things, but you need to remember all three of them any which ways. Firstly, what is the total money you need to show? You need to add your tuition fee along with your living expenses, and you can remove any of the scholarships you've received or any of the deposits you can make from it. Remember, living expenses vary based on where you're going to study within the UK. Second part, if you're going for an education loan, remember the sanction letter has to be from a nationalized bank or from an approved NBFC. And you don't need to get the money disbursed, you can apply your visa and cash by using just the sanction letter. Third, if you are using a savings account to show your living expenses or your tuition fee or the entirety of the amount, remember the money has to be at least 28 days old. The money can only be in your account or your parents' accounts, and if it's your parents' accounts that you're using, you will need to show a balance certificate along with a birth certificate to prove your relationship to them. That's the rule UKVI makes. It's not something I'm saying. Don't go for any affidavits, don't go for anything else. Remember, birth certificate is the only accepted proof. And that's it. Let's move on to the next country. Right, let's talk about Ireland now. So Ireland is one of the youngest study abroad destinations in the world right now. A lot of students, especially for IT and medicines, are choosing to go to Ireland to continue their foreign education. Here's the thing though, Ireland is one of those countries where you need to be very careful with your financial planning and your financial documentation, as it is a major part of the check and verify process when it comes to your visa processing. So again, just like UK, there are some similarities, but there are some things that are different. We're going to focus on the main three things, although please remember there are a lot of other things and a lot of other caveats, and every case is different, but still, here are the top three things you need to remember when it comes to Ireland. First and foremost, the money you have to show. It has to be your living expenses added with your tuition fee. Now you can subtract any amount you've already paid or any scholarship you might have received, but all in all, this is usually the amount you have to show. How do you show it is the real question. Before we move forward, remember, your living expense is going to be around 12,000 euros. No need to show more, but never show less. Moving on to point 2. How you show this funding is just as important as showing the total amount of funding. You can use an education loan, but do not use 100% education loan. Make sure you have some money in your savings or your parents' pay or your sponsor saving account. At the same time, if you are getting an education loan, it has to be from a nationalized bank or from an approved NBFC just like UK. And if you're showing the money in your savings account, here's the kicker. Ireland needs it to be there for at least 6 months. That's right. Your account has to be more than 6 months old. That's a given. But it goes without saying that the money needs to be in your savings account for more than 6 months, at the very least. Moving on to the third point, you will need a sponsor here. This is where Ireland separates itself from the United Kingdom. You will need a sponsor in the sense that they will have to showcase their income tax returns, that is ITR Form 5, whenever you are lodging your visa, and you need the total amount of those ITRs to be above 8 lakhs at the very least. Who can be a sponsor? That might be your next question. Well, your parents, your brother or your sister. All of these people can be your financial sponsors, and if they have ITRs above 8 lakhs, you're good to go. Let's move on to Australia. Right, let's talk about the land down under. Let's talk about Australia. So Australia is pretty similar to Ireland in many ways, but when it comes to financial documentation, it's even harsher. So you need to be ready before you even start your process. When it comes to Australia, we will also require ITRs just like we did in Ireland. But here the thing is, whenever you're going to show the ITRs of your sponsors, you're going to have to show their income proofs along with it as well. What do I mean by that? Well, if your parents or your sponsors are basically, let's say they're employed, they're salaried. So in that case, you will need your bank statements for their accounts and you will need salary slips. At the same time, if they run their own businesses, they will require to show a GST certificate and a current account. Now, this is only about the ITRs. You have to remember, whenever you are going to show the ITR of a sponsor, you will have to show their earning documents of where they're getting that money from. At the same time, the amount of ITR needs to be more than 12 lakh rupees at every given stage, although some universities might ask for more at times. Moving on, when it comes to the actual funding that we have to show, for the GS process, it's going to be 1 year's tuition fee and living expenses. And your living expenses are 29,710 Australian dollars, along with OSHC, that's your health cover, and your traveling expenses. For your visa process, you would have already paid a semester's fee to the institution and received your COE. So therefore, you'll only have to show those certificates along with your 6 months tuition fee and 1 year's living expense and your travel expenses. Now, in Australia, unlike UK and Ireland, the money has to be in the account for 3 months. At the very least, this is very, very important. Either the money has to be in your savings account for at least 3 months, or you need to show where the money is coming from. What do I mean? Well, you can actually only show the money in a fixed deposit or a savings account. Now, if the money has been there for more than 3 months, you're good to go. Otherwise, if you have, let's say, an EPF or you have money invested in shares, you'll have to liquidate them, get the money into your savings account, and then showcase that the money came from your shares only and that you've held them for a long time. This becomes a source of funds. At the same time, you could also go for an education loan. An education loan can actually be used immediately, but for most Australian universities, you'll have to get your education loan disbursed. Now, if we were going to talk in detail about every single one of these countries and talk about every single document you might require or every single caveat that might be there, we're going to be here all day. So we're going to now wrap this video up and let you know that in case you need more information, in case you want to check your eligibility for one of the universities within these countries, reach out to BNPS International. We're here to help, just like we'll help many students before you. Check the link in the description for more information. Thank you.